This is the Drake Passage, the world's most dangerous sea route, which humans have been avoiding for thousands of years. In the opinion of many people, the main purpose of building the Panama Canal was to connect the eastern coast of America with South America and the rest of the world through a short route. And this is also true, but this was not the only reason for building this canal. Another big reason for building the Panama Canal was that all the ships wanted to avoid this 620-mile area between Antarctica and Cape Horn. This is the point where the Pacific, Atlantic, and Southern Ocean meet, but why is this area called Drake Passage, and what happens here due to which even today passing through here is like passing through the mouth of death? To know this answer. For this we will have to go to the 15th century, when a pirate named Francis Drake was a symbol of fear in the entire Atlantic Ocean. This was the time when British and Spanish umpires were trying to take control of the world. Francis was not a common pirate. Rather, he had the direct support of the British Empire, and on this support, he used to attack African cities for the British Empire, loot them and enslave their people and take them to Britain. The British Empire was very happy with Francis, and that is why he decided that in South America. The plan was that Francis would enter the Strait of Magellan, conquering the cities and villages on the eastern coastline of South America, and then attack the villages on the western coastline of South America and defeat the British. During this period, he could plunder as many cities as he wanted. The only interest of the British Empire was that the entire coastline of South America should come under the control of the British. In December 1577, Drake went on this journey with 200 people on 5 ships. It turned out that he had just reached Argentina in April when there was a rift among his people, and Drake hanged about 40 of his comrades who caused this rift in Argentina and left his 2 ships there and continued his journey on the remaining 3 ships. He had just crossed the strait and reached the Pacific Ocean when a huge storm came and these 3 ships got separated from each other. The people of one ship thought that perhaps Drake was dead and they went back to England. The other ship got separated in the storm, Drake. Drake came into the passage and disappeared here. Following this ship, Drake came to the edge of the passage, but seeing the attitude of the sea here, he understood that going further meant only death. At that time, no one knew at this point. What is next, because at that time the world map like today was not made, Drake turned his ship back and again moved towards the western coast of South America, and then after plundering the western coastline and stopped at San Francisco, he again returned to Britain. He could not go back because he was afraid that if he accidentally got stuck in this area while going back, he might not be able to survive. That is why this area was named Drake Passage, because no other ship had ever been in this part of the sea before him. Had he not come, or even if he had come, he might not have survived so much that he could go back and tell anyone anything. Drake had told his close friends that he felt that perhaps there was another world on the other side of the ocean, or some such jazeera. Where no one could go before, in reality, what Drake thought was an island was Antarctica. For thousands of years, humans believed that there was a continent here. The ancient Greeks called it Terra Australis Incognita, meaning the unknown southern land, but no one had not seen it with his own eyes. In the 177th century, British explorer Captain Cook set out in search of this southern continent. He crossed the entire Atlantic Ocean and entered the South Ocean, but he did not see Antarctica, and while returning, his ship stopped in this Drake Passage. She got trapped, and with great difficulty came out to save her life. Captain Cook never went into this sea again, although this was the Captain Cook who was considered the greatest explorer of that time. Captain Cook had written in his journal that the risk of discovering this southern continent is so great that hardly any human being would come as far as I have come. Now here you will have a question in your mind. Why is this Drake Passage so dangerous? In other places in the world, oceans meet each other. So what is it like here? Actually, Drake Passage is the point where the oceans of cold water of Antarctica and warm water of Atlantic and Pacific meet each other. And as a result of this fusion, the flow of water becomes 200 million cubic yards per second. How much is this flow? Understand it with the example that Amazon River is the most powerful river in the world, and its flow is 600 times the flow of Drake Passage. Due to this strong flow, the sea waves here reach up to 60 to 80 feet, which is very dangerous for any ship. Due to the mixing of hot and cold water, many cyclones also come in this area, and then from Antarctica. Due to the coming water, the temperature here falls to -5 degrees, and then this point is one of the remote areas of the world. Below is Antarctica, where no one lives, and above there is a dangerous sea, then if your ship meets with any accident here. So it means that you are on your own. Seeing this danger, in the 17th century, Captain Cook warned the world to put aside the thought of discovering the southern continent. But it is human nature to be wary of anything. He definitely searched for it, and this is what happened. With the arrival of the 20th century, there was a craze for explorations and discoveries everywhere. Now all the explorers had their eyes on the South Pole. In 1914, the famous British explorer Ernest Shuckle planned to explore Antarctica. While crossing the ocean, when he reached near this Drake Passage, the waves of the sea pushed his ship into the ice glaciers here, and his ship was completely destroyed. Ernest landed some of his companions on the ice here, and the remaining 5 companions. After wandering in the sea for a month, Ernest finally reached South Georgia Island. But whatever experiences he had in this 1 month, he wrote something like this: that this is the worst and most dangerous part of our world's oceans, and my reaching this island is no less than a miracle. Ernest also said that Antarctica is the last great journey left to man. Ernest will make 3 attempts in the next 3 months. The companions were saved, and the real miracle was that no one lost their life in this entire expedition. Similarly, in April 2012, a Brazilian businessman, Juan Lara, was passing through here to film a documentary with 4 people on his luxury cruise ship. Suddenly a storm came here, and 100 feet high waves picked up this ship and threw it into the ice of Antarctica. Lucky Ship's radio was working, and they immediately sent a rescue appeal to Chile, but the weather was so bad that the Chilean rescue team could not reach here. It took 4 days to reach, and everyone was rescued with great difficulty. In the last 10 years, many such incidents have happened here. Now, with the advent of modern sea vessels, accidents like the old times have reduced, but still all the sea vessels are here. They shy away from passing through the Strait of Magellan and prefer to pass through the narrow passage of the Strait of Magellan instead of the Drake Passage. However, the weather in the Strait of Magellan also becomes very unpleasant. Fog occurs. Sometimes strong winds start blowing and the weather becomes very cold, but this route is still safe compared to the still Drake Passage. Before the arrival of the Panama Canal, all the commercial ships used to go to Western South America and North America through this route. Then, after the arrival of the Panama Canal, this route has become almost deserted, but once again, there is going to be a rush of ships on this route. Drake Passage is one of the no-go areas in our world, but this gap. It is also very important for our world because when the ice of Antarctica melts, all the water goes from here to the rest of the oceans of the world. This Drake Passage is also an example that no matter how great our technology becomes, we are still the same in front of nature. We are as helpless as we were thousands of years ago. If you liked this video, then do subscribe to the channel. For you, it may be a small thing, but we get a lot of motivation from it. See you in the next video. Take care with another interesting topic.